Hello guys, how are you? In the previous video, I have just given you a clue about using the developer console, which is a little advanced, but later I will be using that in most of the videos. So at that moment, you will definitely be comfortable by using that. Alright, so in the same way, in this video, I am also going to discuss an important topic, which is HTML table. That is really important. And why it is important? Because there are cases like RowSpan and ColSpan. So in those concepts, there are students who always get the confusion. So I will definitely remove that specific confusion with a very basic example of HTML table. So let's start with that. So I have already defined the basic structure of HTML document, which is I have written a comment that that is showing that HTML table we are going to discuss about, and then we have document type HTML, then we have HTML tag, inside of it we have head tag and title tag, and we have mentioned the title table. So again we have body tag, and then we are going to implement the table. So we have the table tag, and inside of table we have rows and columns. So in the same way we are writing here table row, and we always have the heading as well. So table heading. So let me consider here, for example, you want name in the heading, then we have city, again we have country. So in the same way, we have one more table row. So inside of it we would have table data, right? So for example, I am just mentioning here a dummy data, right? So I am again going to copy this whole row and just pasting it under this. So if you will see on the output screen, then you will find something like this. So this is not so beautiful and not looking like a table, right? So we have to do some CSS for this. All right. So I am going to use inline internal style here. So how that is going to be implemented? We always write here the style tag, and inside of it we have table tag and table data and table heading. And we are going to put some border. So border is, for example, 3 pixels, solid and red. And if you will see now, then this would be something like this. But this is also looking awkward. So actually we need to collapse all those borders. So how we can do that? We have a property of CSS border collapse. So now if you will refresh this page, and you will see that this is the actual table that we were expecting, right? So now I am going to implement the important version of this table, means important concepts that we have required to discuss. So I have already implemented the table. So this is the image, right? So in this image I will show you that how you can use row span, column span. That means you wanted to merge some rows and some columns. So how that would be done, right? So in the same way I will be doing this. So I am going to create a new file first. So let me create a new file. This is the basics.html, and this is little advanced, or you can write here at table.html. all right. So again I am going to open it into my text editor, Visual Studio Code. Now I wanted to delete this table. You can see here I have removed everything. Now if you will see on the output screen, so how that would be looking, let me tell you. So here is the table. I'm going to open it up in the Google Chrome. So here is the table that is empty, right? So let's do some thing over here. So we have table tag, inside of it we have table heading, and in the table heading I have written this, because our motive is to understand the RowSpan and ColSpan. All right, so we have 4 rows. Sorry for that, sorry for inconvenience. Actually we have to put this inside a row. Now we have another row which will be mentioning our data. So we have table data, inside of it I am putting here a dot. All right, so I'm gonna copy this specific row and going to paste it over here. All right, so let's see the output. So this is the output that is over here. I'm going to expand it. So what we have to do is, because we have the expected image over here, so we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 rows and 1, 2, 3 and 4 column. So first of all we have to merge these 2 rows. So in the first column we have to merge 2 rows. So how we will be doing this? In the first row, all right, we have to, in the first row, in the first column we have to merge second and third row. So this would be the row, and inside of it we wanted to merge the rows. So how that would be merged? RowSpan equal to 2. So if we will be writing this and going to refresh, then you can see that both the rows has been merged in this specific column, right? So you know that this specific cell has been pushed towards right, and then you can see over here this is an extra cell. So how we will be removing? You know that we have an extra cell that has been merged. So this is in the second row, because this is first row, second row and third row. So we have we have merged second row column and third row column. So you know that we have no more needed one extra column. So we have only single column using this RowSpan equal to 2. All right, so that's why if you will refresh this, and that has been removed. So what's the next thing? So we have to merge these 3 columns. So these columns are in the second row. So let's see. So we have in the second row, this is the second row, and we have to merge the columns. So this is the second column. All right, second column. So from here we are going to start, and in the second column this is the first one and this is the second one. So this is the first one and this is the second one. So here we are gonna write here ColSpan equal to 3. So yeah, great. So we had 2 more cells which are not required over here. So that goes that has been pushed towards right. So what we are going to do is we are going to remove these 2 cells in the same row, because these were on the second row. You know that both these cells are in the second row. So we have only needed two cells, which are, first one is this and second one is this, and rest of the cells are not required in the table. So we have removed those one. All right. So if you will refresh this one, then this is good. What's the third thing that we have to do, which is like this is in the third row. You can see this is third row and third column. So let's see, first row, second row, and third column. All right, so here I am going to write RowSpan equal to 2. So if you will write here and going to refresh this, sorry, first, second, and third. Actually we have to write it here, RowSpan 2. Let me tell you why. Yes, why it is, because you know that the count of those rows has been changed. Why? Because there was one cell over here that has been shifted to the right, and we actually removed in the earlier time when we had merged these two rows, right? So in that way we have this one 1 and 2 cell, because this cell is because of this second row cell, and this is the one cell, first cell of that row, and this was the second cell of the row. All right, so this was the first cell and this was the second cell. So now we have, if you want to confirm, let me show you in the inspect. All right, so you can see that this is the first cell and this is the second cell. All right, and this was the third cell, and you know that in the next row we have this one, this one, and this one, this one, and this one. So in between, you know that this cell is actually because of the third row, not of the fourth row. So that's why we are gonna delete this one. All right, I think you got the concept. So we are going to delete this last cell. So if you will see the output screen, now you are good to go. So let's again see the basic structure using inspect. You know that this is going to help us a lot. So this is the first table head, second, third, and fourth. All right, in the next row what we have new, this is the first row and this is the second, means first cell and second cell. Then we have third row, so inside of it we have first cell, this is the first cell, and this is the second cell, and this is the third cell. And again we have the last row, inside of it we have this cell, second cell, and third cell. So you can imagine that in between this cell was because of the third, this cell was of third row cell, not the fourth row cell. So I hope that this whole concept of RowSpan and ColSpan has been understood by you, and if you are having any problem or having any trouble in understanding this, let me know. I will definitely help you out with this specific concept. Why it is? Because you know that this is one of the best concept that I am teaching you over here, and you know, by using the developer console, the whole concept has been cleared, because this is transparent over here. All right, so I hope you got the concept, and see you in the next video.